Hey guys, welcome back, and this morning I finally hit the Diamond League. It was a pure struggle for me this morning to get out of Platinum 1 to Diamond. It's only a 200 medal difference from 2,300 to 2,500, but I was winning games and I was losing games. I was stuck right in the middle and I just couldn't figure out what is the perfect army to use, what is the perfect strategy and all of that. But the answer is there is no perfect army composition. There's not only one strategy to go for every single game. You need to know how to micro your units properly in certain situations. You need to know how to counter different types of armies. You need to know what type of strategies work better on certain maps. You really need to be more knowledgeable, more intelligent about the game if you want to carry yourself in Diamond, because you're really facing very good and skilled players at this point. You're facing other players, very competitive players in fact, that want to do the same thing. They all want to be the best, and that is why everyone is trying to hit that Diamond at least so they can go to Masters next and then to the Tiberian League. Every single game will be intense at this point, and my goodness, the struggle was real, but I finally found a strategy that helped me get myself out of Diamond. And also this army composition I was using for the last couple of games really helped me climb out of Platinum 1. And I brought a mainly air-based army with 3 air units, the drone, Orca, and the hammerhead, and also with some ground support on the infantry. I brought the missile trooper and the shockwave trooper and a very expensive Tech Lab Juggernaut artillery, which would bombard anything on the ground. It's a very expensive unit, but very effective if you do use the Juggernaut the right way. So this was a great army for me, and it worked for me. Of course, there's not one type of army or one type of strategy that works. You really need to know how to play against certain strategies, how to counter certain strategies that your opponent might have put you in a situation in. But I'll show you guys a couple of replays here that got me to Diamond. And actually I played against this player twice, and his name is Milhawks. He's also in Platinum 1, and this was the army he was bringing in. He brought in 2 War Factory units, the Rhino and the Predator tank, 2 infantry units, the Rifleman, the Missile Trooper, and 2 Tech Lab units, the Disruptor and the Zone Trooper. So let's go ahead and watch the first one against Milhawks here. But his army is actually very strong. I remember using that army composition when I first started this game, and I definitely used that Zone Trooper and Disruptor combo quite a bit. It's a very strong combo. But anyways, he's gonna start off with a Rhino, suspecting I might go into a Predator tank or I might go into Jump Jet Trooper. Rhinos are great for scouting, so he sends out 2 of them, and over time they do a lot of damage in Harvesters, especially my Harvester only being level 5. Keep in mind the Harvester's health is lower if your commander's health is not, if your commander's level is not upgraded, and at level 5 it's not gonna hold up too much against level 8 Rhinos. And you can see the Harvester's health actually goes down quite a bit. My Missile Trooper, I tried to block it, but I was kind of panicking at this point. I had a very bad start this game. Sometimes you don't even really need to start with Harvesters. If you can snipe your enemy Harvester, you get enough Tiberium crystals to build more expensive stuff. So he's just trying to destroy my Harvester, but I go for a quick Orca Bomber, and I don't know if you guys saw that, but the second missile shots hit the Rifleman, but I was trying to hit the Rhinos. I do take out 2 Rhinos with 1 Orca, which was good for me, but my Harvester will go down, unfortunately. I go for some more Missile Troopers and a drone, and he goes for a quick hero power there. I'm not sure if that was completely effective, but he was just trying to secure the launch pad at this point as quick as he can. Keep in mind, he is doing much better than me right now in this game because he did take out my Harvester. Even though he does not have a Harvester himself, he is doing very well. And at this point, he gets the first missile, and it's looking like a very tough game for me. And I was actually thinking I lost at this point. But I keep using drones and my Orcas, and I try to position my Orcas as best as I can because my Orcas do snipe the Rhinos in 1 shot, and my drones can deal with the Missile Troopers as long as I have 2 drones on 1 Missile Trooper. And the Orcas are actually doing quite well this game. That 1 Orca unfortunately goes down. I didn't micro it properly, but at this point I am getting control of the battlefield right now. and I build more Orca bombers. I'm feeling a bit more hopeful, and this time I decide to go for his harvester, thinking that he might have one, and he does have one indeed. And 2 Orca bombs will actually take that out, or sorry, 2 volleys of the missiles will take it out. And right now I am doing pretty well, pretty even. We're pretty even on the battlefield. I built 1 hammerhead, which was definitely not cost effective for me. The hammerhead, obviously there was no reason for me to build that when he has no air units, but I was just trying to distract him. And there we go, I get the second missile, which was good for me. He did not snipe that for me. And I take out one of his harvesters, getting me some extra crystals there. And I go into a tech lab now, thinking I can maybe go for a Juggernaut with the extra crystals. And I send out a shockwave trooper, and I snipe another harvester with the Orca bombers. And I am doing I'm doing somewhat well now, and I feel like I might be ahead at this point, slightly ahead. And my Juggernaut is getting set up at this point. He sends a harvester right in the middle to try to maybe secure the middle launch pad there, which is quite interesting. And unfortunately, his Predator tank, I think, does take down my Juggernaut, but my Juggernaut does a lot of damage. I mean, it took down 1 missile trooper, injured the other one, so it did some damage before going down. I build another Juggernaut immediately, and that 1 harvester in the middle, it's a very interesting strategy. It actually does work because the harvester has a lot of health, and I do have to take the harvester down. But at this point, we're just trying to control the map here as best as we can, and I almost got the missile there. I've got a very strong position on the map as he is not building something to counter my Orca bombers at this point, and I win the first game against Millhawks there. It was a very bad start for me in the beginning, but I managed to pull through. Here's the second match I played him against. I didn't even realize it was the same player actually. Had I known, I probably would have already known what type of units he would have brought, but he didn't build any tech lab units that game, so I never really got to see what his other units were. Now this is the same exact map, but we're on a different position. And I should have probably known he was going to go for some early rush like this again, because it's the same player. But I didn't know it was the same player. I go for an early drone, seeing his rifleman come out. This time he didn't go for rhinos. He might have thought, like, I would have maybe thought he would go into rhinos, because I think Millhawks knew I was the same player, but I didn't. So he didn't go for rhinos. He could have easily gone for rhinos, and that would have countered my drones, but he went for infantries instead. Missile troopers are good against drones, but when you have 2 drones teamed up against 1 missile trooper, the drones will win. So it's the drones are, in a way, they're just like riflemen, but they fly in the sky. I feel like the drones are slightly better than the riflemen just because they can fly over units, and yeah, I just feel like they're more mobile than the regular riflemen. Anyways, I just try to scout out what he's got on the top, maybe seeing if he's got double harvesters, and I've got the Orca bombers out now. Which can counter any vehicles, while the drones can counter the infantry units. And I'm just trying to see what units he has, and he's just building missile troopers because, of course, you don't need to build any vehicles, especially when I have Orca, and Orcas are very strong against vehicles. He just goes into missile troopers, which will counter drones and Orca bombers. He goes for a double harvester, of course. He is probably most likely thinking of going to zone troopers and then the disruptor combo. Zone trooper and disruptor combo is a very strong combo, kind of like the flame tank and the cyborg. Disruptors can deal with infantry units very well. Zone troopers can handle every single air unit pretty much as well. So he's trying to probably go into that tech lab, and he goes for a nice little hero power there. He goes for his ion cannon, taking out my shockwave trooper and the drones, and he is almost getting the first turret here, but I boost up my shockwave trooper to try to kind of steal this missile as the best as I can, but I could not body block that Predator tank, which was unfortunate. I send out another Orca bomber to deal with it, and I send 1 drone down to the bottom to almost take that second missile here, sorry, the first missile. And he goes for another ion cannon, and I sidestep that. He actually ends up killing his own unit, so he misplayed his cannon there, unfortunately. I did microwave my units properly as well, which was good on my part. Had I not moved my drones away, it would have died, and I may not have sniped that missile. But anyways, I go for a Juggernaut because I took down one of his harvesters and I had enough crystals to go for these powerful units. Unfortunately, he sees my Juggernauts and he takes it down with ease. Actually, he almost did, but then I did run away with it. He goes for an Iron Cannon, and it actually does not kill the Juggernaut. And I was surprised by that. I was like, oh shoot, I'm losing my Juggernaut. I go for 3 Juggernauts this game. One of them goes down. I go for a Hammerhead, and I believe, yeah, the second one almost went down as well as I bombarded my own Juggernaut there. But I just built one Hammerhead thinking he might go for an anti-air unit. That's flying in the sky, but he goes for missile troopers instead. But look at the sheer amount of bombarding these Juggernauts, the ones that get set up. He's just desperate, trying to get those iron cannons off, trying to secure this second missile. And I build another Juggernaut, and at this point I've secured it. He just couldn't outplay me there, and my Juggernauts really kind of won me that game there because I was able to set them up properly. The Millhawks is definitely a good player, but unfortunately he just could not outplay me. And then the final game here that really boosted me right into Diamond was against the Diamond player, and he was a Nod player. He brought a Scarab and the Attack Bike, the Scorpion Tank, Rockworm, Flame Tank, and Cyborg. So 3 Tech Lab units. A very kind of an interesting unit composition, but it's this, when you see Scarabs and then you see 3 Temple of Nod, very expensive units, you know this guy's trying to secure himself the early game. Like this, he's building Scarabs right away to control the launch pads as much as he can, and also to stop any early aggression so he can get enough gas or crystals so he can go right into those expensive units. I thought he might go for attack bike, so I actually go into missile troopers, and that is unfortunate for me because actually his Scarabs got to live just at a sliver of health, and I did not notice that. But I go for an early Shockwave Trooper, and I try to secure his launch pad and my launch pad. And even though my harvester survived on the bottom, the flame is actually burning it, and I did not micro it very well, and that was terrible on my part because now he gets free gas, and he took down my missile trooper with that 1 Scarab unit. Scarab units are very powerful if not countered properly, and he goes now into attack bikes, trying to go for my harvesters again. He's just trying to shut down my economy as much as he can, but my missile troopers, and this time I do microwave my harvesters, but my missile troopers will scare away his attack bikes for now, and he does get the first missile here. That was good on him. He's doing very well this early game, and I'm trying to just get back to the game, but that early play against the Scarab was very good for him. Now these Orcas, of course, just like how it can snipe rhinos in 1 volley, it can also take down attack bikes in 1 volley as well, because attack bikes are essentially like rhinos, lightly armored vehicles. Now I've got 2 launch pads secured. He's got double harvesters going because, of course, he's got a good economy going. He's got the first launch pad, he got the first missile as well, so he doesn't have to worry too much about being delayed. And there goes the first flame tank. He knows I got 2 shockwave troopers and maybe possibly more infantry troops. And I just try to microwave my units as much as I can, and 1 more volley on the flame tank will bring it down. So my Orca bombers are a great counter to his flame tanks, and this combination does work pretty well. The shockwave that deals good damage against missile troopers, and then the Orca can handle the tanks. And as he's pumping out tanks, on the top, I go for a Juggernaut and bombard that Scarab because I knew he had a Scarab on top. And now he finally goes for some Cyborgs, and now I push up my Shockwave Troopers while I try to push up my Juggernaut as well to deal with those Cyborgs. He does know I have a Juggernaut, so he's trying to micro away from it. And he does take down 2 of my Orca bombers, but I've got 2 Juggernauts out on the field, almost securing that missile as well. So I'm at a very strong position right now. Also, my Shockwave Troopers don't easily die to Cyborgs, and I've got 3 launch pads secured. So at this point, I do win the game, despite having an early setback in that early game. But that's really it, guys. I finally did hit Diamond League after winning this game. Good games to my opponents. They were skilled, as well, but it's just you really need to at every stage of the game, whether it's early, mid, or late, you have to play well. You have to counter your opponents very well. You have to strategize your units well, or you will end up losing the game. So anyways, thanks for watching this video, guys. This was just like my little journey on how I got to diamond. If you want to try out this army composition, if you have all these unit cards, you can try it. It actually works very well. So anyways, thanks for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.